Last time on Pokemon FireRed, we came here to Celadon City, and unfortunately, slots happened. But in that illegal den of gambling, there is one more thing of interest that we didn't get to. And the multi-day time I was here doing slots for what seemed like endless amounts of time. It's this guy who's guarding a poster. It's a pretty cool poster, I want at it.
Is that a very good poster if someone's guarding it?
Okay, so Hyperfang's supposed to be inaccurate is the thing. This Raticate, however, is not messing around.
This Raticate's holding one of those scopes or whatever it is.
This Raticate's got glasses.
Does this Game Boy Advance game have a sleep mode option?
You know, I don't think it does.
What was the thing I never really understood? I think, the Yoshi's Island port had a sleep mode option, because I think I remember turning it on and not knowing why it existed.
And then the DS came out, and that was just completely pointless, because it was just built in. So anyway, here's Team Rocket's secret lair. You just have to push a poster, and it's here. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna be interrupting some criminal organization here. And it really wasn't very difficult, my dude.
The nerve!
Look, you drew attention to that cool poster. What else was I gonna do other than poke it? Now the question is, how often does freeze proc for anyone playing ever?
Probably almost never, because it's the most debilitating.
Yeah. They don't let you get to it easily, and even then, it is hard to actually use. Alright, Shiitake, just eat him. Eat the Raticate. Ah, very nice. Ah, not a bad level either. Good job, Shiitake. I like that his response is just, boom! I got owned! What do you think of that? Alright, so got an escape rope and a PP up over here. So these are really rare because they raise the maximum PP of one of your moves. It's really good.
Which means they never get used. Because what if you use it on the wrong move?
I mean, there's some pretty good and very obvious moves to use them on. You're probably going to want to use them on 5-use moves generally. Just squeeze as much life out of those as you possibly can. Because otherwise you have to waste ethers more often.
Alright. Time to have my tapir just beat up a child.
This is the point at which this Team Rocket grunt just realized he was fired. Ah, Poison Gas. That's a weird move for Mira to learn, and I don't particularly need it because I already have a status effect set up. Poison Gas, you know, guaranteed poison, so that's nice. It's not bad to have. But I got other things I want. Alright, oh yes, I should mention before it actually gets to that point in the song, but there's a part of this song that is just absolutely deafening. There are just some songs in this game that have this really bad, high-pitched noise. It plays towards the end.
Maybe turn up the video a bit so I can actually hear the music better.
Alright, gonna turn up the music so my eardrums will die.
I want to know what you're talking about. Because I remember that part of this game. Actually, I never listened to the songs in this game because it was a mobile game. A handheld game, I should say.
Yeah. Though I could be mixing it up with one of the other Rocket Hideouts bits of music. I know there are just a few points in the game in which it's like, this is horrible to listen to.
Alright, now we'll bring out our Psychic type. Just had to stunt on that coughing. I don't even need type advantage, look at me.
And there goes Grimer. And the Zubat.
Great. It was nice in Game Freak to include a Psychic type you could use if you didn't have friends.
Yep. Usually I attempt Abra, but that never really goes well. Because you kinda need to get to Alakazam to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I always had a brother growing up, so I could get Alakazam fairly easily, at least.
Rats are just very flammable for some reason.
Raticates naturally secrete gasoline and alcohol.
Ugh. Ugh.
Very flammable.
Well, thank you for explaining your base. So, right here we've got moving floor tiles. You just hit one, and they will send you in the direction they're pointing until you hit one of those weird bits of the floor. It's just all hard and stops you from spinning uncontrollably.
Another thing that gets weirder the more 3D the graphics become.
Yeah. It is weird that when it's a sprite, it's just like, oh yeah, whatever, it's spinning, but like, look at her go!
Mm-hmm. It's like when 3D graphics became a thing and all of a sudden every video game character slept above the covers on their bed. Because we're not figuring out cloth for this one scene.
Look, it's just always a hot day in these games. Just 100% of the time it's summer. Ah, heck. Needs a key. Well, I guess we can't just take the elevator to the bottom floor. Gotta explore a bit. I mean, I'm here to stop crime, my dude. When you're in a criminal hideout, you're either for crime or against it. That's just how it works. Either that, or somebody just got really drunk while they were gambling, because you did put your base underneath the gambling house, and you can access it by poking a poster.
Also, I have to imagine, like, everyone on Earth is for crime or against it.
I'm neutral on crime.
Yeah, I don't think there's very many people who are neutral on crime.
Have you ever considered that maybe some crime is good and some crime is bad? And there he go. Ah, and you've got another Raticate. Anyway, this normal Rattata's also got Hyperfang. Surprise!
God, eh?
You thought you were safe from the tiny rat, but no.
This base is where they practice new forms of dentistry. To make every rat have the strongest teeth on Earth.
My Rattata has the top percentage of teeth.
The next guy's gonna throw out Eradicate, he's gonna have not odd jobs. Who's the Bond, the henchman with the iron teeth? Was he just named Jaws?
I have no clue. I've never watched a Bond film.
Yeah, there's some goofy stuff, but I don't really think it's worth everything else. Like, I think his name is Jaws, but the character I'm talking about, there's a point where he tries to kill Bond by waiting until he gets into, like, a ski lift and then biting the cable on the ski lift. Shredding it.
He just likes to show off his weird teeth.
Like, he could have brought like bolt cutters, but instead he just had to use his teeth.
Check out my teeth, here I go. Ah, well, that was quick.
You stop that.
Hey! You know, that wasn't actually bad. You did good. Anyway, I still have one more psychic move.
I was just like waking up going, cut that out. That was a nice dream I had.
You know, coughing is supposed to be the defensive one, but for some reason I always have an easy time, like, with any element. So I guess normal defense is probably good. Special defense, maybe not so much.
Maybe. Is poison weak to steel? I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah, it's only weak to ground and psychic.
And I forget, do they have levitates?
I think coughings have levitate. Also, I'm not sure why those are the types that affect poison types.
Can't, Earth make poison bad? I don't know.
We kind of talked about how Earth and poison might be like an environmentalist thing.
Yeah.
Because poison represented less venom and more like pollution.
Yeah.
Which is like why all the grass-type Pokemon are also poisoned except Tangela. Still don't understand Psychic though.
Mind is stronger than poison. You just think real hard and poison can't stop you. That's how it works. Brain over brawn. And...
and poison.
That's all I got.
That's how the full saying goes. It's like, oh, people only say half of the curiosity killed the cat saying. The other half is insatisfaction brought him back.
Well, clearly it wasn't satisfying enough for anybody to remember that part of the phrase.
Yeah. But yeah, the full phrase is brain over brawn and poison.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Yep, that's how the saying works.
Anyway, no, I won't. Stop meddling or I'll steal half your money and then wait for you to come back with a different strategy, possibly.
Since none of these grunts give their names, I like to imagine it's just one grunt.
This poor man's just running around this whole base.
He keeps running back to get different Pokemon and then running up to get you.
Heard word from upstairs that you were coming. By which I mean I fought you up there. Oh god, I'm so tired.
Well, mushroom bugs and rats are natural enemies in the wild.
Never taught me that one in school.
Say, let me guess, you went to a public school.
Oh, sure, all the rich kids get to see the pictures of horrible mushroom bugs just devouring rats.
I fucking wish that was part of private school education, just because fuck them.
Really stick it to the bourgeoisie by just scarring them with the animal kingdom.
Speaking of horrifying depictions in school materials, in one of my biology textbooks, there was like a drawing of like a human, but they forgot to draw stuff from like the waist down. But they still made him tall enough that like where his legs were supposed to start, it was still just his torso.
Oh dear.
He just had like an impossibly long torso.
So anyway, looping back, Shitake's gonna eat the rich.
Oh, yeah.
Felt I should mention that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we've got this grunt over here. Just gonna switch out Pokemon real quick. So what are you doing standing in this corner? Who has the lift key? He shrugs in an exaggerated manner.
The lift key? You only have the one key?
Well, I mean, it would be bad security if they made copies. And this man is not about bad security at all.
It's a bad elevator if no one can use it.
It's a crime elevator. You can only use it if you're doing good at crime. It's not for ordinary grunts. They can't just use the elevator willy-nilly. They gotta use the stairs.
Crime Elevator sounds like an anthology TV show. And all the stories revolve around an elevator. Or in the first season, all the stories revolve around the elevator, and every subsequent season, the elevator just shows up.
Yeah, it's just sort of in the background. They kind of got lazy after season 1.
Yeah, really reached the nadir when they had that one episode that took place entirely on a life raft, and they just passed by the elevator floating in the ocean.
Hey, Team Rocket Grunt, what do you have? Not a lift key. No! So, you dropped the lift key? Yeah, I see that. You're just gonna leave it there, dude, buddy? I'm gonna take it. You fine with that? I mean, okay. You sure? Alright, well, I'm just gonna leave you to that. This poor man is just so stunned at the fact that he dropped the lift key. He just couldn't recover. Now that is some pretty bad anxiety.
Oh no. Well, we have established there's only one grunt here. So he's just too tired.
He's just done.
That's why they only have one lift key. There's only one person.
So, now that we have the key, we can just go to... Well, we'll eventually go to basement 4. First, we want to come up here and talk to this guy. I'm really not. I have the lift key.
Also curious why this doesn't have a third floor.
Well, I mean, it does. It just doesn't actually have an elevator.
Alright, I now have a new question.
Uh-huh.
Why doesn't the elevator stop on the third floor?
Because they didn't put an elevator on the 3rd floor, because I think that's the lift key floor, where they store the lift key. And it would make it too easy if they just had the lift key by the lift.
Who the hell designed this place?
Team Rocket.
I'm just picturing, they go to the architect and it's just a slowpoke staring at, blueprints.
Well, I mean, there's only one Team Rocket grunt, so, he had to do all the work, and he wasn't really an architect. He just liked stealing. He wasn't out for all this base building. You think anybody ever comes down here to complain about getting a Porygon? Just get real mad about how expensive that is. Stumble downwards and they're like, hey, want to speak to your manager? I love that explanation. You just fight the man and the door opens. He's like, well, the heck.
I spent 10,000 coins on this Pokemon and it sucks. I mean, the aesthetic, great, but the moveset, the stats, awful.
So anyway, this guard is actually pretty impressive because he's here twice.
He's just moving really fast. One of these grunts is an after image.
I know you defeated me at Mount Moon.
Alright, this guy has 3 Pokemon. If the other grunt also has 3 Pokemon, that just proves it, because you're only allowed to carry 6.
What if he's got 4?
Then he's cheating.
Alright, I'm gonna beat him with Rapid Spin. Here I go. Eh.
So what was that animation?
Oh, you know, when you spin rapidly, you just sort of disappear. That's how it works. Hey, Ekans, look at me. Bitch. No, I didn't use Char this battle. You didn't have Eradicate.
James Levine gets Team Rocket, you're criminals!
You're criminals, and I got the Porygon. Thank you very much.
This guy rules.
Hey, come on. Crime is good, actually.
Actually, there's 0 difference between good things and bad things.
I just love being evil.
But I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Oh, he's got an Arbok. I think this is the first time we've seen one of these. It's like an Ekans, but better.
Like in the anime, they're as thick as like a person, but in Let's Go, they look more like large worms.
Morale. Doesn't work. No wonder they went with Ekans.
To the briny depths with ye.
Alright, here I go. Oh, I'm done. I've tried so many times, but I just can't do it. Alright, so here's Team Rocket's boss, just hanging out beneath the casino. Hey, excuse me. Maybe I raided your base, but I did give you a whole lot of coins. I mean, I guess casino tokens are not technically me buying stuff, but you get the point. I still spent money on your operation. So, Giovanni here. Starts with an Onyx. Not a great idea.
Yeah, 1,
Goodbye.
Not great stats. 2, that Onyx just poked its head out of the ground floor. You're in the 4th floor basement, dude.
So Rhyhorn might cause a little bit more trouble, though, just because I don't think we've seen any of these yet. They're fairly tough. I could still just kick it down, but it's still fairly hardy otherwise. It's rock ground, and it's already dead. Water's real good.
And it's Rhydon that was one of the first Pokemon designed, right?
I think so?
Or the first one in the game? I forget. I think Rhydon was the first one in the game. And that, like, in the original Red and Blue, it causes some weird stuff, programming-wise.
Anyway, I just got punched by a kangaroo, and it hurt.
Anyways, this kangaroo mom just punched you straight to hell.
It's okay, I kicked her back. Alright, so that wasn't so bad. Giovanni's not so tough. And thanks to that, Perry's now going to evolve.
Oh, should we mention we finally figured out what Perry is?
Yeah. That's actually the real reason that Perry's evolving. She knows. She's named after a spice.
A spicy spice. Not a... Whatever. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. You're learning Rage. Tell me about Rage.
I mean, if you get hit a lot when you're using the attack, it'll get stronger. I'm not gonna use it. It's not typically what I like, because Perry can't stand up to that many attacks is the thing.
I may have confused it for Outrage.
Yeah, Outrage is real strong. And I don't think Perry can get that. So thankfully Giovanni dropped the Sylph Scope, which is what we're going to need to progress in the Pokemon Tower.
Yeah, you kicked my ass. Here's a magic telescope.
Anyway, you're just naive, child, and crime is good, actually. Goodbye. Even though you defeated us here and stopped our operation, you can still gamble at the casino, and we're still gonna sell Pokemon you can buy.
Hey, maybe this will help you see the truth.
I'm just gonna leave before I embarrass myself more.
I do want to know what that walkout looks like. Is it like a dramatic dash away? It's just like, well, see ya.
I feel like because Hideki has, that walking out animation with its own theme, I feel like it would just be kind of ordinary if we actually saw it. Just no music, he leaves. And speaking of leaving, we're actually done for the day, so next time on Pokemon FireRed, we're going to take on the city's gym.